as far as the cosmos are concerned, and as far as most astrologers that I look up to and respect are concerned, the rest of October is looking like a pressure cooker. It feels like we're all waiting with bated breath for something to happen, for the next thing to happen. And it looks like it's going to happen, and it's going to happen fast, and it's going to bring this sense of urgency. But I do feel like people are doom and glooming it a bit too much, and that might be my cup half full personality, but we're resilient people. We got through 2020, through nearly 2024. We got through some of the craziest years of our lifetimes. We can really get through the rest of October. What we really need to focus on now is how to make life a little bit better on the individual human level. There's so much happening in the world. I know a lot of you, and you know me. We want to save the world. We want to heal it. We want to fix it. We want to make everything beautiful and everything better and peaceful again. But often that work begins with sorting out our own houses, which is the message that I'm really getting for this upcoming super full moon in Aries on October 17th at 4:26 a.m. Pacific. Yes, the world is a pressure cooker right now. On a societal level, things are shifting fast, changing every day. There is always something to mourn and to break our hearts over in the news. But there's also the story of you, the story of how you wake up in the morning and whose lives you touch throughout the day and what sort of vibration you're offering and upholding on the planet. And with your heightened frequency, you can make the world a little bit of a better place. So yes, catastrophes, chaos may abound, but your healing and your happiness and your little joy and your peace, that doesn't just get demoted on the list of priorities. That's not why you incarnated here. Rather, you actually matter more now than ever before, because if you can create peace in your inner world, it's going to radiate to the outer world. As above, so below. And my baby kicked with that. She agrees. So hello, my loves, and welcome to our super full moon in Aries reading for October 17th, and basically the energy for the rest of October. This is not an energy reading you're going to want to skip. There is so much intense energy coming our way, and when we're aware of it, we can navigate it gracefully, sometimes even with humor, and often with a lot of ease and security. So I want you to be able to harness this cosmic energy and harness it for growth, for taking bold action, and for creating change in your world and in the world at large. So today's energy reading, I'm going to talk about the super full moon in Aries, the themes coming up for us in our individual lives and in the collective experience, what's encouraged right now, what to be mindful of. I want to give you a new herbal ally that I want to introduce you to, and we're going to end with journaling prompts and a channeled card pull, because if there's one thing I love, it's giving you my value and my energy. Before we do get into this energy reading, I want to share a quick story with you that will be enlightening and inspiring. So in my community here in Los Angeles, we had a tragedy recently, and a young mom got some very bad and scary health news, and before anyone knew it, she was in a coma. So along with everyone helping raise funds for her family during this really scary time, praying for her, lighting candles for her, I also sent her a healing amulet through some mutual friends. I didn't hear any news about her for a couple of weeks. I was getting worried. But the friend that I sent the amulet with told me she's home now with her family, and she's been wearing the amulet every day since she got it. So being a part of her healing journey in that way. Another story I got recently, one of my best friends got a goddess amulet for her friend who's been trying to conceive their second child for over a year. Within a couple of months of wearing her goddess amulet, she's now healthily and joyously pregnant. The Alchemy by LA amulets are these blessed little pieces of art. They have the sacred codes of creation, the 72 names of God, the 72 names of the angels inscribed in them. These codes of creation help to manifest the will of their wearer, while also protecting you from evil eye and from negative energy. You're always in a bubble of protection. So if you want to get one for yourself and support my business and the channel, visit alchemybyla.com. The link will be in the description. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for the support always. And back to our energy reading. I always look at the cup half full, right? I'm always expecting the best out of life and out of what the cosmos is showing us. And I can still acknowledge that this is a very emotionally intense and somewhat challenging super full moon. But like I said in the beginning of this video, when things are so challenging and out of control in the world stage, we can still focus on what we can change, right? What we can really create a difference in. Focus on the micro. Focus on making things better in our inner worlds, our communities, and then letting that ripple outward. So when we have a super full moon, that just means that the moon is closer to the earth, so we feel its influence even more potently. So this is a tense Aries full moon, and it's being amplified by the closeness of the earth and the moon. The quality of time for the rest of the month, you've probably felt it already. It feels urgent, it feels a little tense, it feels abrupt. And like I was saying, it's kind of like a pressure cooker of energy, and we're waiting for something. We're seeing it in how the earth is behaving, right? And what we're seeing, the disasters with the hurricanes and the storms and the flooding. So this time is charged, and it's going to have a lot to do with karmic matters, karmic patterns being highlighted by the full moon, something with destiny, something to do with legal matters also on the world stage. And karma will show itself in the collective consciousness, but also in our own experience, in our own individual world. So something that's destined playing out in our lives. The moon, it represents our emotions. And when it's in Aries, the energy is really bold, it's dynamic, it's action oriented, it's warrior like. So that means that the emotions we're going to feel are big. We're going to be feeling everything with this moon. And those feelings are going to bring your attention to the karmic matters that are playing out. So you'll see where the karma is expressing itself through your emotions. Now, full moons are also times of culmination, of releasing, of completion, of seeing the whole picture by the light of the full moon. So these karmic matters are coming to an end. There's a crescendo, and then they're coming finally to an end. You're closing that chapter. And there's going to be high emotions around it. And high emotions are not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes we need high emotions in order to experience real breakthroughs in our lives. How are you going to be able to tell that something karmic is happening unless you really feel it? We need to feel everything and feel fully alive and vital. Like my mother-in-law always tells us, that I always share, the ups and downs of life are like signs of a vital heartbeat. When there's no ups and downs, there's no vital signs, there's no life. So in regard to these big emotions, a theme that I keep seeing is reactivity. I do see that a lot of us will likely feel very reactive with these big, intense emotions. So we're being encouraged right now. How do we work with this energy, all this reactive, impulsive, urgent energy? Take our time. We breathe. We do our best not to be reactive and to instead observe and listen and accept and react mindfully. You might feel like you're confronted with something all of a sudden, right? Abruptly, that word again. And that's going to cause a need to react, or a perceived need to react. And I hope that in that moment, you just remember that this thing is happening for your expansion. And so instead of being impulsive, act differently than you normally would. Return to your breath and choose to be graceful with your reactions. Observe, listen, breathe. And these intense emotions, whatever is coming up abruptly, it's going to allow for some sort of big transformation. Something you've been holding on to is coming to a close. Something you felt resentment over, let's say, you can heal this now, something karmic. There's an opportunity for really deep healing here. You're going to see who you are meant to be on the other side of getting through this thing. So maybe you've been holding on to something for a while, maybe it's a person, maybe an idea, a situation, and suddenly you have this opportunity for it to be released, and you see that also it may have been different from what you thought it was all along. And this might already be activating something in your subconscious mind as you hear it. Let's see it play out. Let's see how it shows up in each one of our lives. So Aries energy is also about really asserting your individuality, standing up for yourself. And so this full moon may be highlighting where you need to set better boundaries or take ownership of your desires. Like, actually, this is what I want. No one else has a say in it. I'm confident that I want this, and I'm going to embrace this autonomy in my life because I'm a whole sovereign being. So we're being encouraged to prioritize our personal needs and our goals without being overly concerned with other people's opinions. And they will have opinions. Trust me, I'm like you. I'm a sponge also. I'm highly sensitive. but can we not be? Can we protect our energy and embrace our desires and say, actually, this is what I want, and I'm confident that I deserve this thing, and that I'm going to create this thing, I'm going to have this thing, whatever it is. So the impulsive nature of Aries, it can make you feel a strong urge to act quickly or make decisions on the spot. Again, abrupt, impulsive. And this energy is a strength, but it's also a challenge, because on one hand, it helps you to move forward without so much overthinking like usual. But on the other, it can also lead to really rash decisions. So you have to temper yourself with a lot of mindfulness. Rather than being impulsive and reactive, make decisions with mindfulness. Not overthinking, but mindfulness, intention, presence. So I was looking at the energy of this full moon, and of course, the theme of are my relationships balanced is continuing through the month because of the influence of Libra. So 2 weeks ago during the new moon, you may have started to ask yourself whether the connections in your life are fulfilling to you. Maybe you're giving too much, maybe you're not giving enough, and maybe even you started making some changes. This may have led to some difficult conversations that you needed to have during the new moon. And now, as the full moon approaches, this cycle that has opened can come to a close. Again, karmic. You can let it go, you can release it, it's coming to completion. There might be some things that you have to catch up on that will allow you to close this. Maybe the conversation hasn't ended. Maybe the conversation just started with the new moon, right? So I'm curious how that played out for you. Let me know in the comments. And now on a very positive note, Aries is fiery energy. It fuels our creativity, it fuels our passion, it gets things started. Better way to put it. That makes this a really good time for channeling all that intensity into starting creative projects, into physical activity, anything that activates and wakes up your spirit and gets you really excited. Your inner drive can really awaken, and this will help you to manifest. So manifestation ceremonies actually leading up to the full moon are going to be super powerful right now. What's encouraged? Take your time, feel your feelings, observe, listen, go after creative pursuits. Spend some time tending to your inner spiritual world. Disconnect from the news and from everything that's happening outside, even for a little bit. Art, music, connection, that's all highlighted right now. And we're encouraged to take action. If there's something that you've wanted to launch or start or do, move forward with it during the full moon. What you want to be mindful of is kind of, again, bring your attention back to yourself, your energy back to yourself. Mind your own business, right? Don't react impulsively, observe. And if you want to act and react to something, wait until a few days after the full moon. You might feel really impatient. If you could temper that, you'll get a lot out of it. Now, I want to offer a new herbal ally. I don't know. Since I started YouTube, you guys know I've struggled with that. I just did a podcast. I was like, is it ally or ally? It's because I read a lot, but I don't say these things. Okay, so it's ally, herbal ally, that I want to introduce you to. You might be familiar with it. This time period right now that it's really intense emotionally for a lot of us. The new herbal ally I want to feature in this month's full moon, I forgot to bring it here, but it is Melissa officinalis, much more commonly known as lemon balm. Lemon balm is an herb I've been working with for quite a bit now. It's super safe. It's a mint family plant. I've seen immediate benefits from it. Major reduction in anxiety, uplifting feeling. It takes you out of a melancholy, out of depression. And, being pregnant has helped my PMDD and my mood so much. But I still had a time daily in the morning and at night when I just felt a little bit more melancholy. And so I talked to my herbalist, and she recommended I try out lemon balm, and it's been so great because it's a relaxing herb, but it's so subtle. You can use it while you're driving, right? It's also a nootropic. So it calms you down, but it doesn't put you to sleep. It kind of works like lion's mane mushroom, which people used to call natural Adderall online. I don't know if that's still a thing. I don't know if I wouldn't call it natural Adderall, but the nootropic effects of lemon balm really keep you calm enough to be focused on the task at hand. Try that out, especially if you're unmedicated and dealing with maybe ADHD and things like that. Let me know how that works for you. I'm interested. It's also an immune supporting herb. It's antiviral. It's perfect to add into your routine during cold and flu season. And it helps your digestion, which is always a benefit. I take it in the tincture form. I forgot to bring it. It's in the kitchen. I'll link it in the description below for you. It's super inexpensive. and it's a really beautiful addition to your daily rituals. A lot of people really enjoy making tea out of its leaves. I haven't done that yet, but I plan on it because you can have a different way of communing with the plant in that way. So let me know if you start working with this plant. There's so many plant medicines to get to know outside of just, the psychedelic ones, which are super powerful. But being pregnant and not taking mushrooms, it's giving me an opportunity to get to know much softer, calmer, everyday herbs that basically anybody can use. And I'm really enjoying it. So use this during this full moon. It's going to help so much. Next, our journaling prompts. Okay, so I came up with some super deep journaling prompts for this full moon because we have easier access to our shadows right now, our subconscious and our emotions. So let's take advantage of it, really set up some space and some time for these journal prompts and take your time with them and enjoy this. Maybe make your lemon balm tincture and some water and just spend some time with yourself. I'm going to write these in the description as always. Where have I been holding myself back from taking bold action, and what's stopping me? Number 2, what am I ready to let go of and release? Number 3, where have I been too hard on myself? Number 4, in what areas of my life can I offer myself more grace and more compassion? And number 5, who will I be once I get through the difficulties that I'm currently facing? So I hope you get a lot out of those. And if you'd like to answer them in the comments below, I love reading that. I love connecting with you in that way. We're going to do a card pull today to get some inspired, higher messages. This is our card today. Star Mother Arrakis. Ooh, that's a beautiful card. Never seen this one. Star Child, Earth Angel, Divine Creature, your Star Mother keeps an eye on all the wild games happening in the sacred playground of the earth. She will care for you, righteous and true, shining divine justice and protection. No bully shall prevail over you. No bully from within you shall prevail either. No lies, deceit, or injustice shall temper your wild truths. Be demanding and claiming her love for you. Learn how to love yourself as she loves you, with wild, unconditional, passionate regard. Be like the child wailing for its mother. Ma, 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 come close. Then she descends, like a torrential downpour of devotional light. A tsunami of affection is unleashed. A rampaging cosmic tigress hurtles towards you, her claws gripping the fabric of the skies as she rushes to protect her beloved cub. She will fight for you against the forces that would dull you and dumb you down, obscure your brilliance, and stultify your freeform dance into strict, choreographed movements. She will pour her luminous essence into every crevice of your demanding soul. Nothing can resist her light. All shall be washed and revived in the outpouring of her luminous love. Then, sated and content, you are the child so secure in the love of the mother. You trust in life implicitly and in what is brought to your door. You do not succumb to untruths. You do not resist because you are safe, held in the love of the mother. You have no need to resist. What is there to resist? Nothing. There's only the loving truth in your world, and all is at peace in your heart. And should there be cause to stand up and fight for love, for freedom, for light, for her truths of unconditional life, respected and honored, well, you shall be particularly equipped for success. When there is that war to fight, you shall be the warrior who defends the motherland, absolute in your devotion to her ways and empowered through her vast, fatigable, triumphant power. And shall you bludgeon your way with brute force and fear? Of course not. So here is your guidance. Lay down your old weapons, for new technology awaits you. It is the most magnificent of forces, that of divine alignment, of surrender to the Star Mother and her way of luminous potency. From her great vantage point, the vastest problems of our earthly mindsets are merely in need of a quick whipping by the tail of a comet. And this she easily achieves by flicking a strand of her hair or poking at her tongue. In the hands of a greater being, even your deeper trials will succumb to divine victory. Your ability to take the journey will be strengthened, and your success only a matter of the passing of time. Can you give yourself this gift, this blessing of the love, power, and protection of your star heritage? We all descend from the stars, but some of us are asked to remember to acknowledge the divine parentage from which we come, and to allow the innate divine dignity within to restore us to faith in the path here on earth. No matter how dark life on earth may seem at times, When we remember our holy heritage, we can also realize, yes, I am blessed, held as one with the mother who shall not be deterred from greater holy purpose. I shall prevail. I forgot that and I feared, but now I remember and am determined once more. Then you shall feel joy and be inclined to dance, to sing, to make your art, and to live fearlessly once again. So beautiful. I needed that. I think that was really, really timely. What about you? My loves, this super full moon in Aries is bringing an undeniable surge of energy, of intensity, of emotional breakthroughs. This is a time for transformation, for healing, and for reclaiming your personal power and working through the fear and just being bold. Whatever you're confronting, whatever you're confronted with is just adding to you. It's fortifying you. Move through it all with grace. Don't react, observe, allow for space for clarity to come through. I'm Leeor Alexandra. I'm so happy to offer you these guided new and full moon energy readings a couple times a month. I hope you're enjoying them and that you're here to stay. So if you are, please subscribe if you haven't already. Like and comment. It helps the channel so much. Please fight for long form content to continue. And also please check out Alchemy by LA, my jewelry line, in the description below. Thank you for your support with my business. I love you. Until next time, keep your vibrations way, way, way up. Bye.